Hey everybody, it's Mr. FU from Fire University. I want to first take a second to thank everybody that's joining us here, all our loyal listeners. I really appreciate you tuning in every week. And for those new people, guests, I really appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you'll like and subscribe and tune in for more episodes. So I want to take a quick second here. You know that I'm a big advocate of investing and budgeting and setting ourselves up for financial freedom, otherwise known as financial independence. What I want to talk about is it seems like nowadays that we are just non-stop inundated with negativity, fear, just worried every day that the economy is going to fall apart, that society is crumbling, that we're all going to be in some sort of civil war and famines, and we're all just going to be homeless, living under bridges, begging for food. Now, given everything in life is always, fragile, and democracy and freedom and all of the great things that we have are always at risk. We must always work to defend them and to uphold those liberties and freedoms and gifts that our forefathers gave us. But as far as all the stuff where we've seen the pandemics and, mass shootings and, insider trading and food shortages and supply chain things, I want to remind everybody that that's nothing necessarily new. It's just heavily broadcasted, and it's become popular to what I call fear mongering because it gets views. But, as far as inflation and all these things, yes, it's at a 40-year high, but it's nothing new, and it's nothing that other countries aren't facing. And in fact, we seem to be faring much better than most countries. So what that's doing is a couple things. One, it's making our money, our currency, more valuable because other countries, other citizens of other countries are less confident in their country's money, so they want to get our dollars. They want our money. So that's good, and it's a show and a testament to how strong our economy is and how much the world is confident in our ability to sustain our dominance in the world. But it makes our money more valuable, hence it makes our goods more costly. It makes foreigners less likely to buy our goods on the world stage. So we're not going to have as many exports, and we're able to buy imports. So we're able to buy other countries' goods cheaper because our money is more valuable, which once again is going to cost some jobs here. Manufacturing maybe. It's going to drive down sales and things like that of some of our local businesses. But what's good to keep in mind is that that's a cause and effect of us being extremely strong. And even though we have seen what is the classical definition of a recession, so 2 consecutive quarters with a negative GDP growth or a contraction in our overall sales, our gross domestic product, basically a measure of what we sell versus what we bring in or what we buy. While that is true, I do tend to side with President Biden and his administration in that we need to look at things in a little bit broader view, because this is a very unprecedented time that we're facing with all these kind of outside factors where we've had to restart an economy, and we're seeing massive job growth. We're seeing a lot of really positive, leading indicators that we're headed in the right direction. Also taking into account that this would be like, let's say Michael Jordan normally scoring 40 points a game, and then he has 2 quarters of a game or a season where he only scores 38. So yes, he scored less, but he still could easily and would be the most dominant and highest scorer in the league. So you really have to look at it through that perspective. We're judging ourselves against ourselves, and ourselves have been at a, huge bull market, 10 plus years, a decade of just phenomenal growth, month over month growth, quarter over quarter growth, year over year growth in almost every sector because of low interest rates and things of that nature. So take it in with a grain of salt and look at it in the broader picture. Don't get caught up in all the fear and worry that things are so bad. Instead, let's focus on what we can do for ourselves. I've put out a few other videos saying things that, of course, get your savings into high yield savings accounts. Use credit wisely, but get your cash back rewards. Make budgets so that you know that you have a good margin of error there, that your savings are there to save you in the event something happens. So you've got a good margin between what you spend and what you earn. All these things go into just making it easier to withstand the volatility or the ups and downs. There's always going to be ups and downs of life, whether you're a worker, an employee, or you're a business owner. If you're a retiree, you're always going to have ups and downs, and it's just about how you're able to ride those waves. And living a very calculated life where you save and you invest and you have multiple streams of income, all the things that we kind of preach and teach on this podcast and on this video series and on our websites are just the basics, the simple things that the people always talk about. Keep it simple. It's not rocket science. It's the same things that farmers did. They knew that they had to work hard and save some of their crops so that they could get through winter. Winter's always going to come. You need to be ready, and that's it. And if you're ready, you'll be fine. I honestly believe that we have the best legal system of government, best overall democracy and economy, and that we will not only survive but thrive. We could go on, and it'll be for a different video, but trust me, China is growing by leaps and bounds because they have a huge, massive population. So they have a huge consumer base. But because of many policies that they've had to institute, that consumer base is going to be whittled away in the coming decades, as to where ours is growing from immigration and all these things that they try to scare you with. So once again, theirs is growing rapidly because of rapid things, but will it ever take us over? No. It may at one point surpass us for a very brief moment, and we'll be right back there. But when it comes to overall consistency and core strength and stability, they're not going to beat the West, and they're definitely not going to beat America. So be confident, be proud, take advantage of all the things that you can, and work on yourself. Make your household safe, make your neighborhood safe, teach your friends and neighbors, show them this podcast, this YouTube channel, let them listen to it, and we'll go over some things and talk about things. And knowledge is power. When you know and understand what's going on and know how to take advantage of the rising interest rates, know how to save and invest, you don't have to give in to the fear, because you know what to do. You know what to expect, and you know and understand why your leaders are doing what they're doing. These are very smart, very educated people, and just like you, they have a vested interest in seeing America do good. So that's all I got. Don't live in fear. Refuse it. Stand up. Fight for yourself. Fight for your family. Fight for your religion. Fight for your neighborhood. Fight for whatever it is you believe in. Whatever it is. Stand up. Fight for it. Believe in it. This is Mr. FU for Fire University. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm out.